going back at each other a little bit throughout that game? What were you guys saying? What
I don't really want to know what we were saying. Listen, it's basketball, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna put it in words I'm allowed to say. No one scares me. And
no one scares me. That's what Emily Engsler just told a room full of reporters about Sophie Cunningham, and she said it without blinking. This is the kind of night that defines a season, and the Indiana Fever just lived through the bad end of it. The Portland Fire didn't just beat them, they humiliated them. So, let's get into exactly what happened.
Went scorched earth on the Indiana Fever. This was like the red wedding of women's basketball. Shout out Ken Swift for that, by the way. And there was some chippiness in this game, of which Emily Engsler in the post-game interview says,
the Portland Fire went scorched earth on the Indiana Fever. An expansion team in their first season put 100 points on a playoff-caliber roster and won by 16. And the wildest part is how it started. Indiana came out firing. They went up 8-2 in the first 3 minutes, with Caitlin Clark scoring or assisting on every single point. Then, everything fell apart.
Stephanie White answered as to why Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark were subbed out at the 6:30 mark of the first, after which Portland went on a 13-2 run. I thought it was a 15-2 run, so I will correct that also. And Stephanie White said, well, AB, Aaliyah Boston, is still on a minutes restriction, so that's why she's coming out. And that's typically around the same time that we've taken Caitlin out before. We didn't in Golden State because, quite honestly, we didn't want Raven in that environment without a...
That's Stephanie White's explanation, and it raises more questions than it answers. Around the 6:30 mark of the first quarter, she pulled both Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. Boston is on a minutes restriction, fine, but Clark was the hot hand. She had touched every point Indiana scored. And White's reasoning was that this is simply their typical substitution pattern, that they take Clark out around that same time in most games. The moment Clark sat, Portland ripped off a 13-2 run and never looked back.
Gave us the old bait and switch in the first 3 minutes of the first quarter, going 8-2 with Caitlin Clark scoring or assisting on every single point. And I do not understand if there's like a quid pro quo between Caitlin and Steph in that she wants to get subbed out really early because she has been subbed out early in games. And around the 3-minute mark, she gets subbed out again after scoring or assisting.
Here's why that substitution is so hard to defend. When a player has the hot hand 3 minutes into a game, you read the room. You read the court. You ride that momentum instead of interrupting it with a scheduled rest. And it makes you wonder whether there's an arrangement here, whether Clark herself is asking to come out early because she has been pulled early in game after game lately. She's been visibly in her own head, openly concerned about her health and her body. So, maybe she wants the rest, but yanking your hottest scorer that early against a team this hungry is a gamble that blew up immediately.
Emily Engsler is a beast out there. Her blocks this season have been statement blocks. She blocked Aaliyah, got in her face. And by the way, Emily Engsler did have a Fever jersey on at one point and was let go from the team. And
Now meet the team that did the damage. Alex Sarama is a 30-year-old first-year head coach of an expansion franchise. And what he has built in Portland is genuinely impressive. Carla Light runs the floor at a speed that's almost unfair, bulldozing through defenders in the paint at her size. Emily Engsler has turned blocks into statement pieces, swatting Aaliyah Boston and then getting in her face. And remember, Engsler wore a Fever jersey at one point before being let go. There's history baked into this beatdown.
So since post-game interview, she got very emotional.
I mean, we're a bunch of overlooked players, and I think we all have a chip on our shoulder. I've really never been respected as a basketball player until I've gotten here. So I'm really thankful for...
I respect you, Meg.
I'm thankful for this team, this organization. They really believe in me. Why am I crying?
It's okay.
Ooh, that hit me.
Oh. You got this.
I'm good. Yeah, so just belief in each other.
That was Meg Gustafson breaking down in her post-game interview, saying she'd never felt respected as a basketball player until she landed in Portland. And that emotion explains the whole night. This is a roster of overlooked players carrying a collective chip on their shoulder. They play to each other's strengths because they have to. Gustafsson put down 22 points. Light stuffed the stat sheet with 18 points and 12 assists for a double-double. Engsler finished with 16 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Sarah Ashley Barker, now the darling of Portland, added 15 points and 6 rebounds. When a team plays with that kind of belief, the scoreboard follows.
Interview when Emily Engsler was asked about the interaction between Sophie Cunningham and Emily Engsler. They both did receive double texts in the game, by the way. Emily Engsler said,
You and Sophie.
So let's get into the beef because it's real now. During the game, Sophie Cunningham swung her arm around and caught Engsler in the face. Both players were hit with double technicals. When a reporter asked Engsler about the back and forth, she made it clear she didn't even know who Cunningham was and that no one is going to talk to her a certain way or put hands on her without an answer. That's not manufactured drama for the cameras. That's two competitors who genuinely don't like each other, and it's going to carry forward every time these teams meet.
I think Sophie said it best right here.
I mean, we just need to get our stuff together.
But if you guys have anything you want to get off your chest or say about the game.
And the most telling reaction came from Indiana's own locker room. Sophie Cunningham summed it up bluntly. They just need to get their stuff together. So, let's actually account for what went wrong because the box score is brutal. Caitlin Clark finished with a season-low 6 points across just 22 minutes. To put that in perspective, the only comparable games of her professional career were one outing in 2024 where she made a single bucket, and a game last season against the Seattle Storm where she was playing through injury. Those are the floors of her entire career, and this matched them. She shot another airball. She picked up foul trouble defending Portland's relentless attack, and sat for long stretches. It is fair to wonder whether she's fully healthy because the eye test and the early subs both point in the same direction. But this loss was not on one player. Aaliyah Boston scored 18, Kelsey Mitchell added 17, and on paper those are fine lines. The reality on the floor was ugly. Boston kept losing her dribble and getting her pockets picked. Mitchell threw up a wild attempt people are already calling a broom shot, and the Fever got out-rebounded by what is statistically the worst rebounding team in the league. That's an effort problem as much as a talent problem. The coaching has to be questioned too. The rotations were baffling. There was a stretch with Ty Harris, Raven Johnson, Grace Van Sluten, and Lexi Hull all on the floor together. 4 of 5 players who simply should not be sharing the court in that configuration. The defense was upside down. Bigs ended up stranded on the perimeter. Guards got buried in the paint, and Indiana overswitched on nearly every possession when a zone would have settled everything. Raven Johnson, who normally I'd worry might make rookie mistakes, instead got left completely uncovered and drilled 3 after 3. And Mo Billings played 8 minutes, scored nothing, and got yanked. Bigs ended up stranded on the perimeter. Guards got buried in the paint, and Indiana overswitched on nearly every possession when a zone would have settled everything. Raven Johnson, who normally I'd worry might make rookie mistakes, instead got left completely uncovered and drilled 3 after 3. And Mo Billings played 8 minutes, scored nothing, and got yanked. At a certain point in a season, those minutes start telling you something. The numbers seal it. Portland shot 51% from the field and 39% from 3. Indiana shot 41% overall and a frigid 23% from deep. Portland was also playing the second night of a back-to-back, having lost by 20 the night before. A tired expansion team came into this matchup and dominated wire to wire. That's not bad luck. That's in preparation, energy, and execution. Now here's the part the league won't be able to ignore. Caitlin Clark in single digits is a national story by morning. It's going to be everywhere, and it lands right after one of the most biased hit pieces written about her all season. The kind of one-sided reporting that recalls how the same media that adored Diana Taurasi in 2023 and 2024 turns the exact same competitive fire into a villain narrative when it belongs to someone else. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and the WNBA media's double standard is wearing thin. So the honest question is this: was Indiana flat, hurt, and badly coached on one ugly night, or is this what the Fever actually are when the shooting doesn't bail them out? Because if a tired expansion team can hang a 100 on you and hold your franchise player to 6 points, that's not a fluke you wave away. That's a warning. Tell me which side you land on in the comments. Was this a one-night disaster or the truth finally showing up on the scoreboard? Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.